going on, guys? Jurassic here. Today we are doing FirebaseZ Z for the Call of Duty Easter Egg. Alright, so first off we need to talk to ravenov over here.
I have taken shelter nearby. I will help you get to the Omega base. And to this Svinya holding her prisoner.
They do a lot of talking in this, so just keep that in mind. There'll be timestamps down below if you guys want to skip through, but I wanted to keep it in here for the people who wanted to listen all the way through.
I disagree. There is no better time for Russians to speak than when they must persevere. Take the teleporter to the Omega base. That is where you will find your maxis. I would help, but I have persevered enough for one day. I will watch and help from here. Go now. Find maxis.
Alright, so basically now we're just going to try to get 1500 to buy this first door. We're going to do trials for a while to try to actually unlock a free weapon. See if we can get lucky. If not, we'll probably start turning the power on at around level 9.
Requiem agents will restore facility power if offered Agent Maxis as reward. Go.
What do we get? Paper, are you serious? Well, looks like he got some machine guns, so we both got screwed. So we'll try this a little bit longer. We didn't get anything, so round 9, let's go ahead and turn on the reactor. We went ahead and started with the jug reactor. So if we go through the portal, it'll be the first one on the right side. So it is going to be 1250 to buy the first gate and then 1500 per the door. Each of the areas is that way with the 1250 then 1500 cost. So you need around 3 grand in order to turn on each reactor. There's 3 in total and each one will be marked on the map. Now they are relatively decent distance to kill them. So the blue orbs generally, as long as you're within eyesight of the reactor, the zombies will actually go into the reactor. So they don't need to be like right on top of each other. So just keep that in mind. Now the raygun is not necessary for the Easter egg, but I feel it's going to help kill the boss a lot better. So we are going to show you guys how to get the free wonder weapon as well. Let's go and get Jug while we're here. Nice.
That's the first one done. Let's get the other 2 back online, shall we? I'm very busy today. You better keep your end of the bargain.
Alright, so let's head over to the middle reactor. Come over here, get some zombies killed. Basically, it's easier if you just train up the zombies, just run them all over to the reactor and just knock them out one at a time. Sort of like this. Obviously, it's a little bit of a crown, but we should be able to handle it. Now, you can bring in whatever weapon you want. I feel like the shotgun is probably going to get you the furthest distance, but once you get into the boss fight, I would probably recommend mainly using the wonder weapon if you have it. So we got all that done. Now we just have the reactor near Peck's office. Trying to do it is within the same round, just to keep the rounds low as possible. Now, some of this stuff is RNG. You might, for example, get the ray gun on the trial stage, and you don't need to do the free wonder weapon. However, we weren't that lucky, and I wanted to show you guys how to get everything set up. So let's see here. Round 10. We're doing pretty good on time.
That's still available if you need it.
Just need a little bit more. We can power this on, and then once this door goes open, we'll start working on how to get the free ray gun set up for you guys too. For people who aren't as lucky with RNG, or if you just get a friend who joins in late, that way they have a wonder weapon to help you with the boss fight. Alright, come on zombies. There we go. Took a second for them to start spawning in. I just need like 1 or 2 more killed. Nice. Now all the reactors are on. The facility is fully powered.
Good work. Restoring power fixed the weapon machine at my location. Come make use when you are able.
Alright, so now that the power is turned on, we need to go over and collect the ray gun blueprint. And then we'll head back over to Peck's area and we'll collect 2 items in one over there. And we'll talk to ravenov about before we're done.
Steady hands, surgeon. If you
Good
are
on
looking to
my
unlock
zombies.
that drawer, you will need to use retinal scan. Find Cool Clay's body to acquire the key.
Hey, Captain. Cool Clay's body is over near Peck. But another key item is the shovel, which we will need later on in the Easter egg. So we're going to knock both of these out in one step. So head over here, and it's this building on the left here. You just basically run over and grab the shovel, and then head down through the sandbags, walk over to this zombie, and you're basically going to have to cut his eyeball out. It is going to be a little bit gruesome, just keep that in mind. Alright, well now that we have all that finished, let's head back to Reznov, and basically the pack-a-punch is fully operational now that all the reactors are on, and he's going to give us a little bit of dialogue on what we should do next. What do you got for us, buddy?
You have fought their kind before,
Yes.
They are vicious, unrelentless, like Mid-Viet with drinking coffee. They do not die easy. Still, if you cut anything into enough pieces, it will fall.
Export window gone. Stay alive till the next one.
You're very helpful, buddy. I'm going to talk to
Had your
Dr.
fun, Peck. Where is Maxis? Here's the thing. Do you know why we built our base here? Dimensional fragility. The barrier between realities is so weak even a child could open a portal. The dark ether is very useful for disposing of your enemies. That's right. I threw her through the portal. Gonzo, forever. I could reopen it, but well, with the power back on, I need to finish transmitting my research to Omega. Best of luck with your thing.
Fucking dog! Peck's depravity knows no limits. If what he says is true, Maxis is in mortal danger. Time to show Peck our own cruelty. Come, see me. There is more than one way to kill a
Ooh,
Sabaka.
you got a plan, Reznov? What you
What's
got
your
for
big
us?
plan, Ravenov?
When Omega first sent men into the dark ether, they came back crazy, telling stories we knew could not be true. To extract the truth, we created a special serum. This keycard will get you access to the materials needed to make a dose. This truth serum will make that bastard Peck tell you anything.
Alright, so once we pick up this key card, there's going to be 3 lockers around.
So, find the compounds, make a dose, then we give Peck a taste of his
One
own
will be in
medicine.
the spawn area behind the first door that you open.
Convinced of the effectiveness of truth serums, but there are always exceptions.
Locker 2 is over near the OBC, which is right next to Peck. So go through this doorway, and the locker is going to be right here on the right side. And last but not least is going to be the 3rd vial over near Jug, so you want to head upstairs, go into the Colonel's office, get the last vial. Sweet. Now all we have to do is go to a mixer and mix all the chemicals together. So that is going to be over in the middle area. If you head all the way back, there's like an infirmary area, and you can basically mix the chemicals up in this station here. Now keep in mind, while you're doing this, dogs are going to spawn in, so make sure you're prepared for that.
You idiot! You must be careful!
Lots of fire. Nice. Alright, once that is all done and cooled off, you can head back over here, fully mix the chemicals into the machine, and then pick the machine up.
An aerosol delivery system. That should get Peck talking.
Never has an academic mind been more squandered than Dr. Peck.
He gave in to his own arrogance. That's how the Soviets were able to seduce him so easily.
Alright, so over around the corner, if we hop over this railing, there's going to be an AC unit. So this is where the gas goes in, and basically it's going to drug him, and he has no option but to stay inside.
My truth serum? I suppose you think you're clever. Is it even a proper
It is
dose?
proper.
Oh, it might be. Symptom check. Warm tingles, goosebumps, feeling of happiness, euphoria. Which means it's time for... Hallucinations. Memories. My memories. I see. Is that? I believe it is. The meaning of life. To dance.
So basically, you have to just sit around and wait. It's going to be a little bit. So basically, he's going to talk about his cat, Mr. Whiskers, and then you're able to talk to him and basically moves things along.
Ouch. Damn it all, Martha. Watch my toes. I only have the 10. You wore the necklace from your 40th. Bought it at Dahlia's, your favorite. Lovely night, isn't it? Nothing like the Big Apple in wintertime. Fresh, crisp snow on the ground. Your eyes, my dear, they look almost violet in the moonlight. We must take a trip. I've been far too busy, lost in my work. Did we forget something? Did I leave the gas on? We forgot to feed Captain
There we
Whisker.
go. Finally got our audio cue. Try not to interrupt him, so you guys get the full dialogue. Man, this guy talks a
You and
lot.
I quit my job, leave the country. Don't worry. Captain Whiskers can
Alright,
come
buddy,
too.
it's time to wrap it up. People got stuff to do. What we got for us?
All right, Peck. You've had your fun. Now, how do we open the portal? Tell us the truth. The truth. The truth is that you interrupted a lovely waltz with my Martha. But, the portal, you'll need the codes to restart the quantum mainframe. Dr. Sokolov and Brahms have them. But to locate Maxis, you'll need her dimensional tracker ID tag. Sabine has that. Oh, yeah. They're all dead. Or infected. Head to the data center. There may be something that can help you.
We will, but we're not going to do that yet. So we're going to head back over to where we originally picked up the raygun blueprint, scan the retina. We're going to try to do everything, at the same time that we can sort of work towards a goal. Because the raygun's going to be super useful for us in the boss fight. So let's see here. We got 5 to the right. By the way, each of these codes resets per time, so it's not going to be the same code for you guys. So just keep that in mind. So I've got 5 to the right, 8 to the left. And what is our last number? 19 to the right. So that is actually super easy since the second and third code is right next to each other. So head back over into the spawn right near Reznov, and there's going to be this dartboard. You want to use 1 bullet at a time. If you do 2, it resets. So basically just match up the dartboard with the screen, get all 3, and then you gotta get a bullseye in order for it to actually open up. Oh yeah, nice. Hey, excuse me, buddy. I'm in the middle of showing the peeps how to do an Easter egg. You mind? Alright, let's collect this little crystal.
A power converter adapted for Ethereum. Cool Clay spared no effort to keep it hidden. Ah, the key you found. It must match one of these lockers.
Now over in the middle area, we're going to go ahead and get the memory transference station up and running. So basically there's going to be little objects around the world that you're not able to pick up, and that's where these memory guys pop out of. And you have to capture the ones that pop out of the ground, or else they don't count.
All you need to do is find Sokolov, Brahms, and Sabine in their current forms, trap their essence, collect their memories.
For example, you want to get it right below the M. Just showing you guys how to do this one. That was one that came out of the locker, I believe, and didn't have anything useful for us.
Bring Maxis home.
Let's hope our target will be easy to identify amongst the endless horde.
Alright, so let's finish up these lockers. Go ahead and check everything out. So basically, one of the mimics is going to come with a barrel for the ray gun. So once you just kill a few of them, you should be able to find it here in a couple seconds. There's going to be a couple mimics spawn in. Once they die, basically just drop the part on the ground. So it's super easy, especially if you have a shotgun. And if you're on lower rounds, obviously they don't have too much health. You can trap them in a portal if that does help you out. It's not necessary, but you can read their memories if you're just curious what they're actually, their human forms we're thinking about. So let's run through here.
Not bad.
I believe we already picked up the raygun part, so we're just finishing out the zombies. Check a couple of these lockers to make sure there's nothing else for us. Let's see here. And you don't have to open all the lockers once you get the raygun part, but if you want to just check them just in case you find something extra in there, you can. I don't think there's normally too much stuff, just the big guy spawning in, but it is for ammo and XP. So as you can see there, the barrel was picked up. One of the mimics went over to my friend, so he was able to do it. Now let's come over into spawn, see if we can find some of these mimics. So there's going to be several locations. Basically, this is what the items on the ground look like, and as you can see, we walked over and there was no hold X to pick up or anything. So you want to get it below the second M in order to capture. So we're going to see if we can get this guy. He's like very on the edge though, so I feel like he should be able to come in here, but we'll see. If it doesn't work out, basically the only bad side is he's going to break out of the trap and you just have to run back and grab another trap. They do have a smaller radius, so you are going to have one person stay with the mimic the whole time. But we were able to get him trapped in the end, so let's head over there, plug him into the memory transference station.
I am by far the oldest man on staff. So why can't these children keep up? Always whining for more rest and recreation. All I care about are results. Peck ignores me. Brahms checks in. Neither has done more than I have to make the portal function. Now, what was that activation code Brahms gave me for the mainframe? Ah, yes. JZK5D.
That's one of the activation codes. Just need to find the other one.
Alright, now just so you guys know, the mimic spawns are not going to be in the same level, so you basically have to do 3 levels for this. The second one for us was over near the raygun area in the beginning. Not inside the colonel's office, but out here in the front. So get him super low. We're only about 3 shotgun shots on this round and a knife stab. Run him over here to our trap him inside. So this does slow you down a little bit, but the good news is the free raygun part that you need for the battery isn't going to spawn into like around 15 to 17 around there. For the Robocop.
He's a tough old bird, but all work and no play is no way to go through life. Still, we make a good team. Sokolov and Brahms. Hardware and software. I'm sure the history books will leave out what a pain in the ass he is. I just hope he wrote down the activation code I gave him. Mine is committed to memory. R3QXG.
That's the second activation code. Good work. That's what we need to reboot the mainframe.
Alright, now before we do that, let's go over here and do the free weapon Easter egg, you would call it. So you just have to come over here and stare at the bunny. You don't even have to aim at it. You stare at it for about 20 seconds. Then it'll bring you into the dark aether realm. So now that we are inside here, basically you have to track down 3 bunnies and you have to shoot them in order to move on. What is going on here? Somehow we collided into each other. Thankfully we both had aether shot and got out of there. Alright, so all you have to do is find these little purple clouds in the distance, and that's how you know where the bunnies are. Let's come over here to the next one, and once all 3 are done, the purple clouds will go away and you'll see like a little golden beam, and that is where the free box is. Alright, so get that one. And once all 3 bunnies are killed, all of the things in the area will completely die, so you don't have to worry about running them too much longer. Over here to the 3rd bunny, make sure we kill him. Shotguns have super small range, so you gotta get super close. If you're using the shotgun method, now you just have to wait for the things to despawn, and the box should spawn somewhere around the middle. So you just sort of have to wait around and look. As you can see, the light is fairly bright, so you should be able to find it. It does have a limited time on the ground though, so if it is an item that you want to pick up, go ahead. It always gives you jug. For example, I'm dropping my sniper for this M60 because I feel like it would be a little bit more useful in the boss fight in case I do need something other than the ray gun. Let's see if we can find these last mimics. Ooh, nice. So over here above the juggernog, there's a spawn in front of the door, but there's also a spawn behind that little metal door up the stairs. If you guys are getting memory corrupted, you do have to buy that door in order to do a fix for that. So just keep that in mind while you're doing the Easter egg. Buddy, we're going to need you to get caught in our trap there for us. We'll get a couple more knife stabs just to be sure. Yeah, you should be plenty now. Get in our trap. And sweet. Now while we're doing this, we are also going to try to be doing trials in between the rounds.
Every time I tag a miner, I tell them the transponder will keep them safe. I tell a lot of lies, but today, that spy we captured, she knew what she was in for. No tears, no begging. What a waste. She would have made a fine Spetsnaz. Tracker ID 437B. I hope you make it back.
That's Maxis's tracker ID. Now the portal can target her position in the dark ether.
Now you want to stay here and pick up the floppy disk right here.
Nice
Nice.
work. Let's get the
And
main
head over to the OPC, which is over near Peck.
Works, we should be able to open the breach and target Agent Max's exact location.
Basically, going down the stairs from the OPC, it'll be on the left. This is what the machine looks like, and here in a second, I'm going to come out of the building and show you guys where it's actually at, so you guys can sort of get a little bit better view. Alright, so from here, just basically look around there, and it's just right around the corner, so it's not really hidden, it's just like literally right inside the door. Now this is going to be sped up a little bit, since it does take a while for this thing to break. So let's come up here. Basically, it tells you you are not able to continue. Come on, speed it up. Bum bum bum. Basically, you just have to wait for it to get corrupted and be like, oh, by the way, you can't do this.
It's always something. Maybe Peck can still prove useful.
Alright, Peck, what you got for us?
We need to stabilize the portal, and I want the truth. The truth? The truth is I told myself it's okay to betray my country, my beliefs. Martha, her truth was cold. Mine was warm, safe, a lie. That's the thing about the truth. It's unforgiving. It doesn't care. Your feelings don't matter. But your truth, stabilize the portal. You need more power. Find Ethereum crystals, take them to the ether reactors. Should work. Now, leave me alone. Please.
You need Ethereum? I know some soldiers.
So the locker is right here next to Dr.Peck, but we're going to stall with the zombies a little bit.
I do not think they will mind if you reclaim them for the motherland. Karma is a cruel bitch after all. I do not know where they hid crystals, but an ether meter could find them. There is one in cabinet nearby. I can provide the passcode.
So basically, you gotta wait for him to fully give you the code before you can open the locker right next to Dr.Peck. Now that we got the code, head back over to Dr.Peck, open the cabinet, and grab the aether reader.
Ravenov has yet to lead us astray, Weaver. I think we are right to place our trust in him.
Agreed, Doctor. Let's find our crystals and bring
Now
back
we are high enough that we're actually going to go ahead and get the Robocop dude part for the ray gun. So let's go over here and separate the zombies a little bit. And basically you're going to try to shoot the little jet on his arm off in order to pick up the part.
Expo window gone. Stay alive till the next one.
Alright, come on zombies, we got stuff to do. Alright, looks clear-ish. Try to get the main guy separated from the pack. You don't want to accidentally shoot him and kill him in an incorrect way with insta-kill going on. Obviously, very little damages actually does cause like significant damage. His arm broke off, but it looks like his part didn't actually drop. Thankfully, another one spawned in. My friend was able to get it. So pick it up and head over to where the ray gun blueprint was found, and you put it on the table to charge up the battery. Down over here. Nice. Alright, so the first dig site is over near the OPC. Basically, you want to look for these crystals that are completely clear. It doesn't need to have any black clouds at all, or else stuff is going to start spawning in. So that's not it. For us, ours was over here at the top. As you can see, there's no black clouds, so hold X and pick it up. And there's going to be 3 different battery packs. So basically, you want to just put it in the corresponding area. You can put them anywhere you want, but for example, we're going to just stick it over here with Peck. Now this reactor is fully calmed down. Nice. So let's head over to dig site number 2, which is in the middle area, right underneath these stairs. You're going to need to have someone with a ray gun to shoot the battery in order to slow it down. There we go. Now we can pick it up. Head over to the reactor core down below. Plug it in, and then we just have one more to deal with. The third one is going to basically have a wave defense mode, so keep that in mind. You are going to have to fight for it. So I recommend trying to do trials, especially to get the ray gun. Nice, we were actually getting lucky enough to get it from the trial. And one of our friends did join, so now he's actually able to collect the free ray gun that we were working on. So he picked up the battery from the table, and now he's crafting it on the bench for you guys. You pick it up and boom, you are fully done.
But prototypes usually are. Still, I suspect someone with your intellectual acumen will quite enjoy your new toy.
Alright, so now we've got everything else set up. Let's head on over behind Juggernog area. There's going to be a dig site in the jungle defense. This is the region. So head over here in like the middle-ish area, and there should be a dig right here. Now basically, if you hold a zombie in your pocket, it'll slow the waves down, so it won't actually be as hectic.
Report. An isotopic dome has surrounded our team. I would highly recommend they stay inside the circle.
The guy keeps interrupting us. Alright, so as long as the main zombie within round 19 is either outside of the area or inside of your pocket, there'll just be dogs and a couple of like the bigger bosses spawning in, which is super easy to manage. If the zombie does die, or if it's in your pocket and just happens to die from natural causes, like around here, now zombies will actually spawn in, so it's going to get a little bit more hectic, along with the hell dogs and the bosses spawning in these areas. You just have to manage. Having a helicopter or something in your inventory to help, you know, in case of a hectic time is probably something that should be bought if you're able to. When you don't have enough, you should be fine, especially if you got like 2 or 3 people with ray guns. As long as you use the ray gun's super ability, it has like this little swirl effect that'll actually do a whole bunch of damage and cause a whole bunch of crawlers. Let's see here. We just got a couple more rounds to go. Basically, this is just a time limit, so it does take a little bit, but eventually it does finish. It's not based on waves, so if you do hold a zombie, like let's say you collect a crawler at the 3-minute mark and you just then go to dig, basically you're in the best case scenario because the waves aren't going to be spawning with zombies, it'll just be the dogs and the bosses. It's not getting too bad. Still looking pretty good. If it does get hectic, obviously we have our helicopter so we can bounce out of here. Probably right around here. Now the helicopter does have a little bit of an area that it has to fly around, so you gotta wait for it to go on the other side of the building before you're able to shoot. As you guys can see right here, it is blocked, but as soon as it passes over this building, we're able to protect our friends and provide a nice overwatch. Nice. So basically, once that little yellow circle disappears, you're able to pick up the battery pack and put it into the last reactor. Now we were nearing the end of the Easter egg, so now would be the time if you guys want to make sure your armor is high as possible, make sure you have all your perks, all that stuff, just get ready for the boss fight. Alright, so come up the ramp, come over here and plug in the battery pack into the aether reactor. So now all 3 of them are stable. Now let's see if the OPC will actually work properly this time.
That should do it. Get to the OPC.
Head on down over here. That doesn't look good.
Almost there.
And we failed. So there's a couple more steps to do. Like always. Alright, so let's try to run the zombies around. Basically, you're nearing the end, so try to get everything prepared.
See, here's the thing. If you believe my deception, does that make it true? Of course not. It means the truth serum wore off early because the compounds weren't mixed correctly. Peck, you son of a bitch. What have you done? I didn't do anything. You chose to overload the mainframe. You destroyed your only way to bring Maxis back. You also wiped the hard drive, so you can't steal my research either. You lost this one. Take it on the chin. Go home. We're not done here. There's got to be
Now,
another
once
way.
you align the satellites, there is no going back. So basically, you want to be fully done with it.
Ready? With the energy beam from the director's new project?
Just so you guys have an idea where we are and everything. As soon as you go to align the satellite,
Theorizing
it pretty
that
much locks you
disruptor
in.
will generate enough power to reopen the portal. It could work. The facility satellite dish would be perfect for power dispersal.
Now, you want to look for the question mark on the map. If you guys accidentally align it with the wrong flag, basically it'll show country flags instead of a question mark. If you do, it takes 2 whole rounds for it to be able to align again.
Just what are you up to out there?
Just like the ray gun,
Got
it
your
takes a while to
attention
charge
now,
back
don't I,
up.
Peck? Stick around. You'll want to see this.
Satellite dish alignment complete. Requiem control. You may fire when ready.
Connection established. Systems nominal. Locking target. Initiating firing sequence. Firing in 3, 2, 1.
What the hell is that? Are you firing a goddamn space laser at my satellite dish?
And it looks like we actually did some stuff this time. Nice. Finally quit giving us the error code. We can actually go save maxis.
Do you really think this will work?
Now, once you get to here, it's basically going to spawn a endless wave, so you have to continue on. So once you are fully prepared, you want to be sort of next to this OPC until you get the prompt.
That's it, strike team.
Up top,
Get
hit
back
the
to
button,
OPC.
and then you're going to start the cutscene for the final boss fight, and you're going to be teleported into the area.
Sam, what happened to you?
I recognize that voice. Weaver. You are Requiem.
We are Requiem. But you're not Maxis, are you? Or... Oh, I guess Sam and Samantha, that makes sense. I just now got that. So from the previous zombie games, Samantha was the daughter, so she's just all grown up now.
Are you fucking kidding me? How do we kill these
So now that we're in the boss fight, you don't want to stay in the middle, so we're going to come up top here on the left side building. You can also have people on the right side. And you basically want to do headshots while he's doing this laser beam to do the critical damage. However, once he's out of the laser beam, you do about 840 per shot with this packapunch level 2 ray gun, which I mean, it's still doing decent. We do have a cluster missile, which works pretty good on the boss. You want to try to shoot in that big open hole area on his face. So our friends are around there, so the boss has to be right here. It is not marked on the map, so you just sort of have to keep that in mind. Doing plenty of damage. Now, if you do click up on the D-pad or do the special ability on your ray gun if you're a PC player, it does do 900 damage for one shot at a time. So just keep that in mind. It is a little bit stronger, but as you guys can see, it only happens once, so I don't think it's as useful. However, if you are just like extremely close to death and trying to finish the boss fight, it might come in like a clutch situation. Thankfully, the mimics spawn with ammo every single time you kill them, so they're super nice and replenish the ammo in our ray gun. Try to do the shroud, see if we can get a couple pop shots off. This dude's blocking our way. Get out of our way, zombies. This is why we took the aether shroud. The ring of fire probably would have worked here, but I think the aether shroud sort of saves us in a couple situations. Do you mind getting out of our way there, buddy? Thank you. Alright, so we'll get the boss fight done. It does take a couple minutes, so just keep that in mind. It's not like it's going to go instantly down. Alright, let's get prepared. Now, the more people you have, the more health the boss does have, so you're going to have to keep that in mind too. Like one of our guys only has a ray gun upgraded to level 1, so obviously we are doing a little bit less damage than normal, but we're still managing. You want to watch out for the laser beam, because it has some sort of like lotus effect or something. Whenever it hits you, basically you're on fire and it hurts you for a couple seconds after you're outside of the area anyways. Alright, so he's sitting there using his cannons. We're going to return the fire back on him. Oh, excuse you. Alright, so we'll get this dude dead. See if we can get the boss. Couple more shots. He's not going to take too much more. Reload. Nice, we did it.
Not coming with us?
There is an operation underway in the Ural Mountains. I have to stay in the field.
This is the only way.
I told you once, Omega is not who we are. I do this for the good of the motherland. For the good of us all.
Try not to break anything else.
Remember, there's nothing so broken that it cannot be fixed.
Sam, are you okay?
I'm ready to come in. We have a lot to talk about.
Finally. Could you have taken any longer to get here?
You were smart to transmit your research. You demonstrated loyalty to an extent.
To an extent? What more do you want? Just wait until we get back to Moscow. We'll see what the Colonel thinks about this.
Really? Do you really want to know what I think? I think I want to see a demonstration of your commitment to Omega. Tell me, Doctor, which is your better eye?
Alright guys, on that note, that is going to be it for today. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. See you in the next one.